Caught a retro screening of Lucio Fulci's Gates of Hell and House by the Cemetery a couple nights ago, and there were trailers before the film, 35 millimeter screening, and one of the trailers was Zombie. Zombie I did see on the big screen here in LA, 2 years ago, midnight screening. Saw it 35 millimeter on a really washed out print that was from the original release. It was, oh boy, it was turning pink because of age. Yeah, really bad color wash. But the trailer was really effective, and you could see why that film drew big crowds back in the day. But of course, it was the notorious poster that sold Zombie. That was, the image of the rotting conquistador with the tagline, "We are going to eat you." It really rode Dawn of the Dead's popularity. Of course, Zombie was an unofficial sequel to Dawn of the Dead. I think there might have been some litigation about that. I'm not sure. The movie did about $30 million worldwide at the box office. That poster, as others like 42nd Street Pete have noted, was all over New York City. I first saw the poster in front of the Mayfair movie theater in Philadelphia when it was released way back in the summer of 1980. And that poster grabbed you, and ironically it still sells. I mean, I was about 15 years ago, I was in San Clemente, California, a little surfing town. Young man, probably in his early 20s, had a t-shirt with the Zombie poster print on it, and I kind of laughed because you would have never thought that this movie would endure or continue to draw an audience and continue to maintain its cult following after almost now 43 years. Oh boy. And it's a wacky movie, but it just had that cool poster, man. And that poster was reproduced for the VHS release back in the 80s when it first came out on that crazy Wizard Video big ass box. And there was a smaller box. And I remember I can tell you how popular it was because there was a very cutting edge way that they would record who rented the videos out. They would take masking tape and they put it on the side of the VHS box, and each customer had their own numerical identifier, and they would just write it at the top, and then they'd cross it off, and when somebody else would rent it, they would write the number below that, and then when they brought it back, they would cross it off, so they always knew who had the copy of the video out. And this movie was super popular because the masking tape was one on top of the other. I'd say there might have been 5 of them. So, you figure that thing had been rented hundreds and hundreds of times. Yeah, and the TV spots, of course, there's special edition Blu-rays and all that other fun stuff that comes out. And I remember watching the TV spots. They were not the same TV spots that I remember, and I remember seeing them, and they were very effective back once in Philadelphia. It was rare because it was an unrated movie, and that kind of created some issues with the advertising. But I saw the TV spots in Philadelphia when they first aired during that summer, and they were pretty effective. It was the conquistador rising up from the grave. And I also saw them in Asbury Park, Long Branch, New Jersey, because I was traveling to North Jersey that summer, which is kind of like Times Square is right over the, not that far away. You're in North Jersey, so you had a lot of Times Square grindhouse films playing in the Jersey area. Although I was a kid at the time, I wasn't going to grindhouses. But the advertisement and the posters and all the other stuff was around. It was in your face. And those were, again, they were effective commercials that really pushed a really weird drive-in, grindhouse, third-rate theater production that just made money every single place that it played. And it still continues to make money. And it's not the greatest film in the world. It's very silly. I mean, Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue and Tombs of the Blind Dead are far better Living Dead zombie type movies, but of course Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead are superior. But Zombie's a strange movie, man. It just continues to make money. They keep making special editions, and what really blows my mind is that it gets re-released in theaters fairly frequently. At Halloween it pops up more than the rest of the year, but I am stunned that Fulci's popularity is what it is. like I said, it's just one of those weird cult things, and you never know how a cult movie's history or its trajectory will play out.